So what should we avoid during a greeting? Okay, there's a few things that you want to make sure you never ever do or say during the greeting, because like I said, it can either make or break your entire presentation. It's your launching pad after all. It's the first thing that people are going to see, the first thing people are going to hear from you. You want to make sure that it's on point, you're ready to go, and you know exactly what it's going to take. So let's talk about the stranger theory. So this is something that I've coined, and I've got a couple questions to ask of you that will help put it into perspective, right? So we've touched on already that people love to buy from people that they know. People that are friendly, that are upbeat, that are positive, that they know can take care of their needs, right? So that's what we've learned already. Now, how often do you greet somebody and you call them ma'am and you call them sir? How often do you do that? I know with 100% of all of the sales reps and the sales teams that I've worked with, that is their go-to opener. That's their go-to name for a new prospect is hello sir and ma'am. And they're doing it, I understand why they're doing it. It's out of a sign of respect, right? Now, another thing that it's doing, it's putting them way above on the authority level, on the expertise level. And it's also distancing you from your prospect. That little term, sir and ma'am, that you're saying out of respect. Now, I'm not saying eliminate ma'am and sir from your vocabulary. Quite the opposite, actually. When somebody asks you a question and you're responding to them, yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir, no ma'am, that is a sign of respect. But when you open with somebody and the first thing you say is ma'am and sir, like I said, you're distancing right there. You're distancing yourself from your prospect, because who calls you ma'am and sir? Who does that? Is it a friend or is it a complete stranger? Now, who do people like to buy from? The friend, the people they like, the person that makes them feel good about what's going on, not the stranger. So when you open with sir and ma'am, you're automatically saying, I'm a stranger. You're putting hurdles up in front of you that you now have to overcome if you even get the opportunity. Another thing to avoid during the greeting is talking about how amazing and wonderful your product is. And I know you're probably thinking, well, isn't that why I'm here? Isn't that why I'm selling? Is to talk about how great my product is so people can buy it and take advantage of it and use it and get the benefits? No. Right now, you're here just to greet with somebody. You're here to sit down with them, get a little chit chat, building rapport, building trust, coming across as the friend and as the authority figure to see if there's even a need for what you have to offer. That's why you're here right now. When we start talking about how amazing and wonderful our product is to an unqualified prospect, it's a huge turnoff. They just immediately quit listening. Everything shuts down, and it's like white noise coming from us. And all they're doing is waiting for that very first opportunity when they can say, see ya. And we often hear like, oh yeah, that sounds good, I'll be back later. Or oh yeah, oh no, I get it. Yeah, let me think about it. Let me run it by my wife, or let me run it by my husband, or take it to the guys up top and see if it's something we might be interested in. You know, but don't worry about calling us back. We'll call you. Have you ever had those responses before? That's exactly what we get when we come across as the stranger, and all we're doing is talking about how great and wonderful our product is right off the bat. It is not up to you and me to tell them how amazing our product is. It's up to you and me to give them proper information so they decide how amazing our product is, how great the service is that we provide, and that you are or are not the right person to do business with. Leave that up to them. But it's all about the information that we're able to give. Another thing to avoid during the greeting is just throwing information at somebody, right? How often have you given your sales pitch because you know everything about it? You know all the benefits, the features, you know where it's made, you know the price points, the discounts, the specials, you know everything that there is to know, and you throw it at your customer as fast as possible because you want to make sure all the information gets out before they tell you no. Then what happens? They start asking questions. They start asking questions about things that you've already covered. But none of the information hit its mark. It's like you were blindfolded and you're throwing darts at a dartboard, hoping that you hit something, hoping that you spark some kind of interest. Well, instead of hoping that we make it happen, why don't you just walk up to that dartboard and boom, get it right in the bullseye. Now, we're going to do that by delegating the way we give out our information. We're going to do it in bite-sized pieces so it's easy to absorb, right? Anytime we're hit with a barrage of information, think about like reading a book, right? You might sit down and you flip it open to that first page and you're so excited and you read it, and then before you know it, chapter 1 is done and then chapter 4 is done, and you're going through this thing because it's such a well-written book. And then by the end of it, what was the book about? You're only able to maybe give one little point, or, well, they talked about this, but I don't exactly remember everything about it, but it was really cool at the time, right? Have you ever ran into the situation similar to that? We love just throwing information at ourselves, but the amount that actually sticks in is so little. And what's even lower than that is the amount of information we're able to now apply to even make a difference, right? So you want to make sure that the information you're giving is in bite-sized pieces, so it's very easy to absorb, very easy to process. Then they can start making informed buying decisions based on the information that you're giving them. And the last mistake to avoid during a greeting is going right into the features and the benefits of what you have to offer. We're not here to sell anything at this point. We're here to open the lines of communication. We're here to build rapport, build trust, start building that true value, and we're also, remember, qualifying and disqualifying the prospect that's in front of us. You don't want to spend your time pitching to somebody that literally can't afford what you have, right? At the same time, you don't want to spend your time pitching to somebody that has no need for your product. That's going to be a lot of time wasted. That's going to be a lot of energy wasted and a lot of motivation wasted. So don't go right in to the benefits and the features. All we're here to do right now is greet, open the lines of communication, become friendly, build that rapport, build that trust, and start bringing ourselves up as the expert, as the right person to do business with.